The coronavirus pandemic has affected everyone physically, emotionally, and financially. Many residents in Western Mass now expressing their concerns about their property tax bill, seeing an increase during a time where many town services may have been inaccessible.
Western Mass News reporter Kayla Burton getting answers on why you may be paying a larger amount of money during these difficult times.
Residents in the towns of South Hadley and Granby expressing their frustrations on paying an increased amount of property taxes during the pandemic. Many asking, well, why are my property taxes raised when I can't even get into many of the town services like libraries, schools, or even the town hall? I spoke with the town administrator on why you're paying and what you're paying.
So many people are in agreement with me. People just do not understand why now.
Frustration stirs in the towns of Granby and South Hadley as many are seeing an unfriendly property tax bill, calling it a drastic increase to previous years.
We built our house 3 years ago, and every year our taxes has incrementally gone up. This year, it was disproportionately went up, and that rose a big question in my mind as to why. Can someone explain to me why this is so?
The average house in those areas are valued in the fiscal year of 2021 at $280,200. They were hit with a nearly $170 increase in their property tax bill. Granby resident Lisa Cohen tells Western Mass News she and other residents she spoke with don't understand why such a raise during a time where town services are hardly being used by the public during the pandemic.
Especially young families, one parent might have to quit their job because of homeschooling. Paychecks are not keeping up. Obviously, COVID is wreaking havoc on our services in town. You can't use the library. Parks and trails were closed all summer.
Western Mass News getting answers from South Hadley Town Administrator Michael Sullivan, who says while the pandemic has forced many people out of their go-to spots in town, that doesn't mean the services are not in use.
I know the frustration, but the reality is some of those services are being provided in a different way, and they're not always less expensive to do so. We still have police services to the community. We still have to keep our parks clean, our buildings maintained, as I said, for when we are able to reopen. So those costs are all remaining.
Sullivan says the other side of this issue?
We have quarterly taxes. We send our taxes out quarterly. The first tax bill you get was an estimate. And in South Hadley, the second bill you got was an estimate. So when you get the third bill, it's inordinately large because you're paying the increase in a shorter period of time. So it looks like a bigger a cost.
But Cohen says if this is what it is, residents need to come together and go to bat for what they want in the future.
They need to go to their town meetings. They need to vote on all the setting tax rates, how they're set. They need to get more involved.
Sullivan also says there are some costs associated with the coronavirus pandemic that may be temporary or not covered at all, that they've had to adapt or change, moving some of the budget funds to cover those costs. In studio, Kayla Burton, Western Mass News.